All right. Do you have a few minutes to continue our talk from last time?
Sure, Tuvia. Always a pleasure to talk with you.
So last time we talked about the different reasons why God is doing this or might be doing this and what we can learn from it. Let's talk about reason number 2 now.
As I said last time, I don't know why God shut down the world because I'm not God. But I feel that I have an obligation, and all of us have an obligation, to make a personal soul searching on our own part and conjecture why this may have happened. A number of secular people have called me up this week and said, I'm not religious, but it's obvious that God is not happy with the way that we are acting. So I say to myself, where is there something in the Bible that irked God and had similar ramifications? One of the terms that has come out of this COVID-19 is social distancing. People tell me, I've been talking to my family on Zoom, but it's not the same. I miss that personal contact. It's a wonderful thing, but I really miss that personal contact to relate to somebody. And in the Bible, we find that when a person slandered or spoke or gossiped about someone else, he was smitten with leprosy. And there was a whole procedure that he had to go through to go out of the camp for a period of time, where he came back to be out of his tent for a week, and then a procedure that followed. I won't go into the entire procedure, but to atone for this sin of gossiping and slandering, he had to bring a sacrifice. Now, you bring a sacrifice, and the Kohen took blood from this sacrifice and put it on the right ear, the right thumb, and on the right toe. Why? Why on those places? And my father once explained it to me, and he said, we think that in order to gossip or slander, you have to have a good tongue. You have to be able to speak well. You don't have to be able to speak well in order to gossip. But what you do need is a good ear to get material, to hear what other people are talking about. So you use your ear to listen to gossip that other people were talking about other people. And that's why the Kohen comes to atone for this sin and puts the blood on the ear, because you used your ear to listen to gossip. You allow that other person to speak and slander by listening to him. He puts it on the right thumb and on the right foot. Why on the right toe? Right comes before left in almost everything we do in Judaism. So why on the right toe? That was transportation. But I get it out to the other people, then how do I gossip? How do I bring it to them? How do I spread it? And the only way I had to spread it was to walk from camp to camp and tell other people. And so the Kohen comes and puts the blood of the sacrifice on the right toe of the person who had leprosy. Leprosy was the punishment for slandering and gossip. Why on the right thumb? And when you look at the hand, you see all the fingers stand in a row. And each one of those people are members of society. A knows gossip about C. B knows gossip about D. But there is no way for them to communicate and bring that gossip one to the other. The only one that's capable of communicating and bringing slander and gossip from one to the other is the thumb. He's the ultimate communicator. Takes gossip from A, brings it to C, back to B, and then to D. He is the one that allows this gossip to spread. Today, we understand this so much better when we see young kids. I see on the bus young kids with their cell phones, and I'm even a little jealous of them because I can't do it as quick as they do it. But can you imagine in a few moments, that person with their thumb is texting from New York to London to Moscow and telling somebody about what this person did, what that person, and spreading it over their thumbs? And so the Kohen comes and he puts the blood on the thumb. The thumb enabled you to communicate, to bring it from one to the other, to text and bring gossip and slander to people all over the world in one moment. And that's why it was so important for the Kohen to teach us. Those are the 3 steps that lead to slander and gossip. By using your ear to listen, by using your foot to communicate, to walk and get it out, transportation, and then using your thumb to bring it from one to the other. There's a story they tell of a man who once came to a rabbi and said, "Rabbi, I must tell you, I've been spreading gossip about you, and I told a lot of other people not nice things about you, and I want to make amends. I want to atone for what I've done." So the rabbi said, "Really, that's what you did? Go out and get a pillow that's full of feathers and open up that pillow and spread the feathers into the wind." The man said, "Fine, I can do that." And he went, got a pillow, spread the feathers into the wind. The rabbi said, but you're not finished. Now go and gather back all those feathers that you spread to the wind. And the person went and he tried, and there was no way that he could gather back together all those feathers that he had scattered to the wind. And the rabbi said to him, that's Lashon Hara. That's gossip and slander. Once you spread it out to the world, very hard to get it back. And that's why the rabbis liken gossip and slander to a bow and arrow, not to a sword, because a sword, when you take it out of the scabbard, if you decide not to use it, you can put it back. But when you let an arrow fly, once you've released the arrow, there's no way to get it back. That's what gossip and slander, Lashon Hara, is. Once you've allowed it to fly, there's no way to get it back. I heard a preacher once say, and he got it right. He said, you know, people in my community, I hear them talking. And one of them said, you know, Joe is a wonderful man, but he has certain faults that he shouldn't do. And another one said, you know, Rachel is a wonderful person, but they're wonderful people, but, and I hear another person say, Sarah is a wonderful young lady, but this and this and this and this. And he turned to all those people and he said, if we are not careful, my dear friends, we are all going to slide into hell on our butts. That's what we have to correct.
Wonderful. Should we connect it to the Parsha, maybe?
And we have a continuation of this in last week's portion of the Torah and this week's portion of the Torah. We have it with Miriam, who was a prophetess. She saved Moshe. She was a wonderful person. She saved the people of Israel by getting her parents back together. And as a result, Moshe was born. And yet, even though she had wonderful intentions, she spoke Lashon Hara about Moshe and was punished with leprosy. The great Miriam, the prophet, was punished as a result with good intentions. Lashon Hara is not speaking or telling false things. It's telling true things. It's speaking the truth, but it's spreading it to other people. And then the coming week, we have the spies who went and spoke evil about the land. And it's funny, they were not spies. In the Torah, they're not called spies. They're called tourists. La Torah Ta'aretz. My father once said, what's the difference between a tourist and a spy? A tourist goes to see the good of the land. And then he comes back and he shows his friends pictures and movies that he took about the beauty of the place he visited. A spy goes to see the bad of the land. He goes to see where there's a weakness, what he can capture, what can I do? And my father said, the sin of the spies that Moses sent them to be tourists, to see the good of the land. And then you would have come back and told everybody the wonderful things. But you turned into spies. And instead of seeing the good of the land, you saw the bad. That you were not allowed to go out and spread to the entire camp. That you should have come to us and we would have known exactly what to say afterward. Because once you spread bad to other people, it spreads and spreads and spreads. So if you do want to spread something, be a tourist. Don't be a spy. Tell people of the good and the wonderful things you saw instead of spreading evil things.
Spread the kindness and spread the love.
Spread it all over the world.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Tuvia. Always enjoy our conversations.
We'll talk again very soon, Bezrat Hashem.
Please, God.